This week's Spotlight album comes from Bleed From Within. It is Zenith. This is metalcore from Glasgow, Scotland. It's their seventh album, Bobby.
God damn.
They've had the same lineup for the last 4 albums with Scott Kennedy on harsh vocals, Steve Jones on guitars and clean vocals, Craig Gowans on lead guitar, Davey Provan on bass.
5-piece.
And Ali Richardson on drums.
Ali, here we go.
It is 11 songs. It is 47 minutes. Starts with the opening track, Violent Nature.
All right.
A lot of feedback leading into a big scream to open it up. It's pretty formulaic, but I dig it for an open to an album. It's all kind of, your standard metalcore stuff going on here, leading to a big old breakdown. I think it all sounds good. It's just nothing out of the ordinary that we don't hear all the time right now, basically.
First off, I would say, this is just me, this is good metalcore.
It is good.
It's on the good spectrum. It's got some little hints of new metal in there with the bouncy groove and all. Singer, kind of cool. It's almost like it's got a little bit of Jost in there. But on the back ends of the lyrics and the vocals, it's got some John Tardy obituary style stuff in there. Which was neat. First chunk of the song is like good metalcore. Didn't like the little fucking bit in the middle. But at the end, all of a sudden, it was like a fucking Cannibal Corpse style fucking build up to a cool little fucking back end of the song. So I like that song, actually. Orbit Culture is where I would go with that. If you like them, you would like this.
That's a fair comparison. I think Orbit Culture is probably a little bit...
Oh, they're totally way, but I'm saying these guys would open for Orbit Culture. It's that if you like that, then you would like this, is what I'm saying.
For sure, yeah. I do like the layered vocals in there, too. You hear the kind of clean screams behind it all.
It's got a little bit of the Corey Taylor delivery, not the sound of it, but how he's kind of bouncing with the riff, the kind of new metal-y vibe with a little bit of Jost and a little bit of John Tardy. That's a kind of a cool fucking mix if you think about it.
So that's,
You got Jost, Tardy, and Corey Taylor. It's some pretty big shoes he's talking about there. So
early Corey Taylor, like because you remember he fucked his voice up.
Self-titled Iowa era.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. I think for me, like starting out, Machine Head influenced big time.
Oh, yeah.
And, not with the vocals, but definitely the music. And I'll say this now so I don't repeat it throughout the whole review. I think this band, much like Silosis, at least in their modern sound, there's much more groove metal than just metalcore. This is groove metal with a little thrash thrown in, similar to Silosis, similar to Machine Head. This is the type of metal I like to listen to.
Yeah, I would say more Machine Head than the Lamb of God style of groove metal, though.
Yes, and that's where the thrashiness comes in, I think.
Yeah. But big times, yeah.
So, I mean, it's very similar to Silosis, I think, for me.
The vocal attack is kind of like the hardcore kind of vibe, but I guess he's trying out the thing, like it leans into that Corey Taylor, John Tardy.
Yeah.
But it's his initial attack is the hardcore style.
Some cool lyrics, though. This is our confession. We are agents of chaos. Nice. We never break.
Fucking
I like that.
We never
I like
break.
that.
Yep. Came out of my diary.
Keep pushing through. Next track is In Place of Your Halo. So the opening screams of this track are total Rob Flynn vibe here. Love the lyric, In Place of Your Halo, I dropped the noose. And they drop that in also right before the big breakdown of this track. Then we get into bagpipes at the end. That Scottish heritage comes in. Man, I feel like they do this better than Chutes and Ladders here. I love the bagpipes in this track.
I like this song better than Chutes and Ladders. Yes, I would say that. Bagpipes were the best part. Not really doing anything fancy. It's more of like just the rhythm stuff in the background. Sounds fucking kind of eerie and cool, though. But this song was a bit lackluster after the first one. I get this is what they're doing. It's pretty mediocre. It's new core. Totally is. There you go.
Man, it's groove.
The other one was like more metalcore with some new metal in there, which I guess makes groove.
But
I guess this one seems like more scoops of the new metal.
I guess you don't have new metal without groove first. So, new metal's all about groove and bounce.
But
and this song definitely has it.
Bouncy for sure.
A lot more melody in this one, I think, though, in place of the thrash. And maybe that's where they lost you a little bit. I think the opening was really thrashy.
Good opening.
But then this one, they kind of sacrificed the thrash and substituted that with a big scoop of melody.
Yeah.
So, I liked it, though.
It does make sense with how they got this lined up because the title track is next, right? So you got a great fucking, well, not great, but it's a really good fucking opener. And you got one that might lose you. And then you coming in with your title track, which should be one of the better fucking songs on the
But we
album.
got people playing bagpipes that are supposed to be playing bagpipes here.
I mean,
we haven't talked about
what's
that.
the cultural appropriation or whatever the fuck.
He's like, hey, fuck you, Jonathan Davis. Like,
Right.
I actually earned this kilt. I was born in this kilt, goddammit.
I'm from Glasgow.
Born in a skirt. Nothing to be fucking proud of.
All right, yes.
Here we go.
So as Bobby mentioned, the next track is the title track. It is Zenith. Ollie Richardson's really working behind the drums on this one. There's more of a melodic chorus though this time, and the verses really get your head bobbing. I really like to drop out before the breakdown. There's an angelic female voice layered in on this one too that's really cool. I dig it for a title track. Interested to see what you got to think about this one though, Bobby.
What is my criteria for a good title track?
Does it describe the album? We don't know yet.
And it should be one of the better songs. I feel like so far this is one of the better songs.
Really?
And it is setting you up for where they're going on this. I didn't like the chorus parts with the clean singing, not because it is, well, I mean, it is because of that. But it was the same as every other fucking metalcore chorus part. It was very obligatory. It wasn't very surprising. The whole fucking composition is like, it's just cut and paste fucking ABC. But it did do the cool drop out you were saying. It had almost like a Mediterranean Arabic kind of vocals behind it, which would have been cool like 20 years ago, but that trope's been like over fucking used. But I do feel like this is a good title track for this album so far.
Fair.
Yeah, I think the thrashiness is back in full force here. If I'm being honest, I kind of
Please be
agree
honest.
with Bobby.
You should.
I think the clean vocals are a little bit forced here.
Mhm.
Like they thought, like, hey, we got to put this part
Up
into
until
the
that
song.
chorus, it was bad as fuck. It was cool, like riffing and shit, and then it's just
I could,
ABC 1, 2, 3. Here we go. It was nothing. It took away from the song by being unoriginal, whereas the rest of the song was cool.
It's as easy as ABC.
It is.
Yeah, and I
1, 2,
could totally
3,
picture
you
it
and
with
me.
more of like a raspy yell, through the chorus.
Mhm.
So, with a band like this, I feel like that really works. Gonna throw it out there. It's something that Silosis does a lot.
Mm.
I put these bands in the same category for a reason. I like both of them, but I think that would have been the way Silosis approached it and would have been more fitting. I did like the choir vocals. I actually think they're really cool in the background with the heavier guitars going on. So
it is a cool thing. I'm not saying it's just been done
Oh, it's
so
definitely been done a
many
lot.
times. And just a quick comment on that. You saying it feels forced on the clean vocals. I'm pretty sure you said the guitarist handles the clean vocals. He probably wrote this one and was like, "This is my part."
Yeah, the guitar.
I mean, it totally
You know
could
what I mean?
be for sure. And I think the other thing with those choir vocals, I mean, let's be honest, they didn't have anybody come in the studio and sing that probably. Like
Yeah.
that's some shit they did
Some
with the
fucking AI.
programming and stuff, It's very easy. Everybody does it. I mean, all the deathcore bands are putting that shit,
That's been a lot of doom, stoner metal kind of
Yeah.
Old Electric Wizards got that shit in
But
there,
I did
man.
like it. I liked it. I so far, I mean, 3 for 3, I like these songs. So
I'd say 1.5. Like the fucking first song was cool. Didn't really dig the second one. And I was really into this third. I was like, this is a good title track, but it lowers it with the predictable fucking setup.
it was predictable.
You know what I mean? But like I said earlier, this is good metalcore, I think.
So the next song is God Complex. It has a big arena rock riff to open it.
I'll give
Did
you
Cody
that.
Quistad write this one?
Nah, I don't think so.
All jokes aside, it's a pretty paint by numbers metalcore track, but I still
Nailed
like it. There's a nice solo later on in the track.
Now you nailed it, man. That's fucking 1, 2, 3 ABC on the fucking arrangements and shit. Pretty mediocre, I thought. I didn't enjoy it. I didn't dislike it. Like I said, the first song, I'm kind of with them. Lost me on the second one. The third one, there was a good title track, and this is what, 4. I'm like, they're pronging it for metalcore. Like I wouldn't kick it on, but I wouldn't kick it off.
Yeah, I thought this was a good stompy metal anthem. This one, they actually executed the vocals the way that I had envisioned for the previous song. So it's not quite clean singing. It's a little bit more raspy and shouty. And there's this overall 80s metal sound that just follows this song.
You did say that.
Up to and including that solo. Like that solo was like 80s fucking cheese all the way,
no
man.
bullshit. The solo kind of sounded a little AI.
What? I didn't get that at
It
all.
wasn't. Didn't have a lot of character. It seemed like it was pretty basic, man.
This track is back into a kind of new metalcore vibe here. Very very octane chorus we were talking about off the mic. I mentioned Cody Quistad again, but it feels like his touch is all over this album, even if he's not directly involved with it. His impact on modern metalcore cannot be understated. I do like this track though. I'm not hating on it at all. I like the vibe of the whole thing. I like the lyrics. I like everything about it, honestly. Even though it is very paint by numbers, it's still a sound that I enjoy. So
yeah, I'm gonna hate all over this one. I didn't. This is the least song I liked, or the song I liked the least on this album so far. It's fucking paint by numbers, and it's getting away from the cooler metalcore I was saying from before. It's very radio friendly.
I think it's one of the more melodic tracks on this album.
Yeah,
for sure.
it definitely got softer, which I'm not a fucking fan of that shit. But it's just more radio friendly, which I'm hugely not a fan of. Like before, it was like some mean kind of like tough ass fucking riffs sprinkled in the clean singing. This one was heavy on the clean, heavy on the let's be on the radio, and soft.
So just part of the lyrics that I know Bobby doesn't care about, but it says evolve far beyond the age-old script. Don't settle. We were meant for more than this. Face the tragedy of death and defeat. It's blistering. I've held on for too long. Release and go beyond. We fell before and we'll fall again. I mean,
All right.
I would say musically, this is the least interesting track on the album so far. I do think that they took the new metal parts too far on this track.
A little bit.
The chorus is very stock, just kind of expected,
ABC 1, 2, 3.
uninteresting. There is cool riffing here, but it's overshadowed by cheese. And, Bobby mentioned the other songs feel meaner with a side of the cheese, and this one is like the other way around, where there's some cool stuff
heavy on the cheese
sprinkled in. But I'm all for soft songs and ballads. You guys know that. I love that shit. But I wanted to be done right, and this one didn't do it for me. And I like this band. I'm a fan of this song. This song's kind of boring in comparison to the songs we heard so far.
Fair.
So that's where I'm at with it.
It was weak.
It was weak, and you can be heavy and make a lighter song.
Totally.
But this one didn't do it for me. It didn't do it for me.
It was a weak song.
Next track up is Dying Sun. Very kind of industrial, doomy feel here on Dying Sun. Big intro leading into this one. Some cool bass stuff going on here as well that Bobby can probably dive into a little bit more. This is more sludgy than the previous tracks. I like this one.
Sludgy indeed. That would be the tempo, I would say. A little slower. Well, a lot slower, actually, with the thick, swampy groove to it. But 3 opportunities the bass player had to do something cool, and he kind of shit the bed by just doing some simplistic fucking stuff there. So I'm just saying. He said bass stuff. I'm touching on it, and didn't approve of that. But overall, it was kind of a cool fucking song. I think they mixed up the gravelly vocals with the cleans very well on this. They didn't really focus on the cleans. It was always like a fucking double up, and I thought it sounded pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, man, the marching straight into battle on this one, it's just uneasy and dark, and that stomp throughout the whole song just keeps your head banging the whole time. To me, best song on the album so far.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
I have one complaint. This is the song where they should have had the bagpipes.
Oh, yeah. With the fucking war stomp.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. You nailed it, man. It's a good sludgy fucking tempo, but it is that fucking trudge
Imagine
to battle.
those bagpipes in the background.
That would have been cool.
That would have,
Especially
with that slow riff. I could imagine that main riff. If some stoner doom band put that in and played it for 10 minutes straight, Bobby would be jizzing all over himself over
and
it.
I feel like that's how the vocals worked with the gravelies with the cleans. Because you imagine being in a battle, you're going to hear some people crying for the moms in the hide. And
I like that, yes.
It's kind of neat how that worked out. All right,
but you're right, yeah. I like the way they layered it, and that sounds cool, man. I mean, if they deliver it that way live, that's the way to go.
Yeah. The only thing is, like I said, the 3 spots the bass player had, I mean, he does his job. I'm not going to give
man, but
if you was like proficient, you could have done some like really gnarly
Just
stuff.
do like
right
some
there.
job for a cowboy stuff in there, man. Like
just some cool little smooth licks right there.
I was waiting for it too. I was waiting for it. I know.
Three opportunities in one song.
I feel like we kind of looked at each other when it dropped out, and we're like, "Is it coming?" It never came.
Is it coming? It didn't
Well,
come.
I often look at you when I ask when it is. It coming?
Is it coming? Yeah.
And it didn't
it
come on
coming?
your face.
Usually I say,
It's
"Not
coming.
yet,
You're like, nah,
motherfucker."
like,
That was the midway point. We're not finished yet. Immortal Desire is next. I like the choir stuff with the chuggy riff and drums to open. The lyric "Death is not the end of me" is pretty cool. There's a big kill switch / Adam D riff coming out of the bridge that I really liked.
Yeah, like it's
not a bad
shitty one. I didn't like that. That is my least favorite. I don't know. I think I said it already, but nah, this one was fucking blasé. I did not like this at all.
So
uninteresting.
I don't think we mentioned, but Bron Daler from Mastodon
That was
does
cool. And I
feature on this track.
Mastodon.
Those are the best clean vocals on the album so far to me. I really like the vocals. I really like the chorus. I like a lot of the weird squeals and the alarm clock riffing that goes on. Is it the best song on the album? No, but I liked it.
The next track coming up is Chained to Hate. We picked up the pace again here. It's more thrashy in your face and intense. Wes, is it Hotch from Alluvial? Does he solo in this one?
He's a beast.
Okay, I was going to say it sounded different.
Yeah, I love the lead into the breakdown with "I will tie the rope myself. I will fucking hang you. I will fucking end you. Venomous, dead to us. Fight for your life."
I like that.
Some fucking chained hate there, man.
That's quite discourteous.
How many songs are we in?
This is like 8.
I'm going to say this is the best song.
8 songs. Best one in. Back half. It's your favorite half usually.
Usually. But this song was fucking badass. I feel like it could have stopped like 2 parts, like maybe a minute fucking earlier than it did.
No,
kind of gets like real sludgy at the end. I mean, it sludges out at the end and you feel like, oh, this is what they're doing. But there was a couple of moments before that you're like, oh, this is where it's going to stop. And they don't. They keep going. You're like, what the fuck? And you're like, oh, this is where they're going to stop. And you're like, another one. And they keep going. And then it gets into that cool fucking fade out. So, but not still best song on the album so far.
Yeah, man. I mean, almost right out of the gate, like you get this dirty ass Slayer style solo. Some of the most brutal vocals, I think, on the whole album. You go back to the solo. Like these dudes came to melt some faces on this one. And then if your face doesn't melt, you're going to get trampled to death in the mosh pit. Certified banger. One of the best songs on the album. Love this track.
All right, good.
And I didn't even know Wes Hawk was on it. Hotch.
How did you say his name?
Alluvial's a pretty sick band, though, so I'm not surprised. Like, good stuff.
So the next track is Known by No Name. And the drummer must have snorted a line before he got into this because he's fucking on fire at the beginning of this.
You can only play good drums if you're on cocaine.
The cleans in the chorus, I'm not really feeling that much, though. They're from someone named Hannah Bolton. I don't know much about her. I'm not a fan of how that mixed in with the music, though. Otherwise, I feel like it's a really solid track. That chorus just kind of pulls you out a little bit.
Man, check this out. I thought the fucking clean vocals from the chick was kind of cool. Thought it had the Gaelic folk vibe to it.
Yeah.
When they are from fucking Scotland.
Yeah,
and
fair.
I thought that added a little bit better because the dude's still kind of doing the fucking the harsh vocals over the thing. I think this is the 3rd best song on the fucking album.
I also thought the female vocals were a bit jarring.
I guess.
I liked it when it was layered in to the background. When it became more to the forefront in the chorus, I didn't like it as
I think it was just the one song. I don't think she's on all of them.
Yeah, it's just the one track.
You know,
That wasn't bad, though. I don't think it's a standout song on the album. I don't think it's bad, though. The little mini breakdown at the very end was pretty cool. Yeah. To me, it's middle of the road for me, but I liked it.
I mean, it's kind of been middle of the road the whole time, but I think it's the 3rd best song, which really ain't saying too much.
All right.
Track 10's coming up next.
What is it called?
Track 10.
It's called Track 10.
It's called Track
But
10.
the title,
All right.
the title of the track is Hands of Sin. It does feature Josh Middleton of Silosis.
Silosis?
That's Steven's brother.
I like that band.
If that's not the first time you've heard of this band, maybe you didn't listen to the rest of the review because Jason keeps mentioning them. But
He does.
Josh Middleton is joining the vocals on this track.
Silosis is like the sister band to this band.
So it makes
Like
sense.
the better sister? Like she got
Yeah,
bigger
yeah.
jugs?
Yeah, it's the older sister, more mature, more experimental.
Done
Yeah.
some stuff.
Yeah.
This track is so thrashy, but the chorus takes me out of it with the cleans. I do like the stuff Josh Middleton's doing in here, but I don't know. The chorus just ain't the best. The rest of the track's really good, though.
I think this might be the third best song. I don't know. It's like
Fuck, he likes his clean choruses. You know
what that was the part that throws me off. Is like that part I didn't like, but the rest of the song was fucking. I don't know. It was pretty good.
Nah, this was
Back end of the album, dude. That's where all the good shit's at.
This was one of the best songs on the album to me as well.
It's getting better.
Well, you're a big Silosis
Obviously,
fan, so.
I mean, I could hear the Silosis in it.
Yeah. Okay.
And
No. Yeah. It had the extra guy, so I did. That leaned into.
he's got a different vocal style, and he's got his shit
a
dialed
little
in.
tougher
Man.
sounding.
Yeah, he's got his shit dialed in, man.
don't
It's
like
it's
pussy
the
sounding
fucking
shit.
straight. It's the groove metal Pantera influence. Like
Yeah. All right. I'm with you. Third best song. The other one got knocked down to 4. Fuck you, whatever song that was.
It's a good ship. So we're closing this out with Edge of Infinity. And the beginning of this sounds like Unforgiven from Metallica. We got this
But
acoustic-
shittier.
What? You don't even like it,
There you
Metallica.
go. That's where I was going with that.
Wow. So you're
Yeah.
really shitting on this. All right.
I mean, beginning.
So we're closing this out with a bit of a ballad here. I like the screaming guitars at times and the
Were they
pianos.
screaming? What were they screaming at you?
There was some in there. If you go back,
We
and
need to
listen
learn some licks.
some big. I mean, maybe, but there's big harsh vocals throughout the chorus. I really dug this as a closer, man. I like this a lot.
There was no guest vocals. It was the same 2 ding dongs.
any guess on this one?
Well, actually, track 11 is featured Rabia Masad in a guitar solo, whoever that is.
Okay. Yeah. Later on, the guitar solo sounds different. It was gonna. I would say this is the 5th best song on the album.
5th best.
Didn't like the beginning. Of course, like you said, it was kind of a unforgiving-y.
Yeah, it was
Beginning.
very unforgiving.
You can't forgive that.
The very end it should have ended like about, I don't know, 10, 15 seconds. Like it had some plinky pianos going on.
know.
I feel like it faded out and then it like faded into some piano. That was like odd. They should have not faded out and just had the piano. I don't know. It's weird on the mix maybe. I would say still the title track nailed it as the title track of Showing You What's Going On. It's one of the better songs on the album. It set you up. What happened on this closer was a little taste of what they do in there. So I feel like it was an appropriate closer to this album.
Yeah. So Reba, how do you say his name?
Reba McEntire?
Rabia Masad is a YouTube guitarist. Just for further information.
That's really interesting, actually.
Is it though? I'm not interested in that at all.
So what I would say, like, if you haven't
YouTube.
heard this and you're debating whether to check it out,
yeah.
this song. Do you like Guns N' Roses?
No, because I like old Guns N' Roses. And
You're gonna get some Guns N' Roses
maybe
here.
a little bit.
Not the vocals. Let's just specify. We're
No.
talking
Not the
your
vocals at all, but I mean, we tend to emphasize the music on this
As well.
on
we
this
should.
show
Yeah.
and this channel,
Mm.
and you get
Channel
GNR vibes big time with the solos. So
Yeah.
Reba
give you that.
McEntire does a great job
She does.
belting out these solos. Fucking Reba, man, like
Good
I
with them
didn't
old
know
fashioned too. I've
know
heard.
Reba could shred like this, but
I mean, just saying.
pretty sick. I thought it was a great way to close it out. Really,
No, good closer.
I did dig
Good
the
closer.
song. Kind of a big epic feel. Kind of
Mhm.
what you want at the end of the album. Like everything's been building up to this moment.
Mhm.
You get like this big epic moment. So I like it. I like the piano to close it out.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was a very appropriate end to a really solid album.
No. I feel like it bookends the title track, which should have been the first song. Like it's just how I like it. But the piano part, it just had that weird like dip in it, where it's like the song's over and they're like, we're gonna fade out, and here we go with the piano. Like I just had a weird.
No, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
I feel like they could have mixed it a little better. But no, that was a great closer to this kind of album. Yeah.
He said a great closer on a metalcore album. So, Bobby, how do you feel about this album overall?
When you got genres that start in a certain section of the planet and then another part picks it up, they might be often late. Like this is from Scotland, right?
Glasgow, Scotland.
Yeah, they probably don't know new metal's done. You know what I'm saying? So they're getting like a lot of the fucking old new metal that we aren't fucking partying with. Well, I'm just saying, like Jimi Hendrix made it big over in fucking England before he comes over here. Like when you're in another part of the planet, the style will blow up. And these guys have a big new metal flavor to their metalcore, which, I mean, veteran listeners will know I'm not a fan of the fucking new metals.
What?
And that's what draws me away from this particular. This is really good metalcore, I think, but it has big scoops of new metal, which I'm not fucking a big fan of. But I understand it being from Scotland, where like they're still fucking, like Slipknot's the shit to them. You know what I mean?
Slipknot's still the shit everywhere.
Whereas, like,
right?
What I'm saying is, like, Black Sabbath is awesome to us, like, Stoner Doom guys. And over in England, they're probably like, yeah, we fucking done that shit already, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like the fucking stoner metal we're kicking out over here, overseas, they're probably like, yeah, whatever, we already did that shit. Whereas this band is from Scotland kicking out some, like, what you fucking said, newcore. Which is like old to us. It's not fresh and stuff. But over there, it's probably like the fucking shit. So I would give it this a fucking 3. I'm going to prong it. Like if you kicked it on, I wouldn't be mad at you. But I am never going to kick it on. You know what I'm saying?
Only veteran listeners will know what pronged it means.
Man,
I'm just saying, like they got some cool fucking riffs and shit, but like it goes ABC 1, 2, 3, and I'm like, but as far as metalcore, if you like, you want to listen to metalcore, I'm like, I don't know, maybe kick that on, I guess.
So, quick explanation for anyone watching on YouTube. We've been doing this for a while, way before we made it to YouTube.
Veterans.
So we once listened to a Prong album. And I don't even remember which album it was.
And that's
but we all kind of agreed that it was the most middle of the road thing that we ever heard.
Like you're not gonna kick it on, but if it's on, you're not gonna be like turn that off. You're like, yes.
We all 3'd it, so a 3.
It's a 3.
A 3 became a prong.
You prong the fucking shit out of it.
Yeah, 3 is the middle of the road for our rating scale, which is a 1 through 6.
You know.
So if you prong something, you're saying it's just right middle of the road. It's basically like saying it's mid.
Yeah.
So for those of you that are Gen Zers, Bobby said this album is pretty mid.
It's a fucking prong.
It's a prong. What'd you think, Jason?
So for me, big time, I dig this type of metal. Like this is right up my alley.
But again, you are a metalcore fan.
I'm a core kid for life.
And you grew up on the new metals.
I love metalcore and I love groove metal. Like those are my two favorite genres of metal.
That is your stuff right there.
And that's what this band does.
But good.
They blend metalcore and groove metal. They speak to all the shit that I like. And most of the time, they're very successful at it. There were some of my favorite songs I've heard recently are on this album.
Hey, all right.
There's also some songs that kind of blend into the background.
Right.
And so that's what we got to look at when we're assigning a rating to an album like this. There's a couple of songs that I might skip depending on my mood.
Totally.
You know, a great album, you don't skip a song no matter what. No matter what. But depending on my mindset, I might skip a couple of these. I'm going to go 4.5 out of 6 on this one.
That's all right. That's pretty good.
4.5 out of 6.
I mean, that's still solid, though.
These guys are, like I said, these guys in Silosis.
That is your vibe.
It sums up like the type of, this is the style of metal that I'm a big fan of. Silosis does it better. Machine Head does it the best. This is the style of metal that I love.
With that said, you realize this is the lowest rating you gave all year?
Yeah.
Interesting.
But we've reviewed some killer fucking albums
we have,
this year,
so it's crazy to think this is the lowest album. But anyways, for the most part, they follow a formula, and it's a formula that I absolutely love. If you're a modern metalcore fan, it's a bit heavier than like I Prevail and Beartooth.
It's good metalcore.
Yeah, you'll love this if you're into that genre. As Jason mentioned numerous times, this is in the Silosis lane, and it's great. It's a fun listen.
I like them a little bit, yeah.
It does become a bit repetitive and formulaic, or however the fuck you say it. Thank you, Bobby.
Fucking
so, I love the album.
Like I'm making it up.
But it does get a bit repetitive. So I give Lead From Within Zenith a 4 out of 6.
Right.
But that's not necessarily taking away from it. It's
Nah.
just that I've heard a lot of this before. So it's kind of like, all right, I want to hear something a little different now, but I still loved it.
I would say though, imagine this album 32 minutes long. Trim some fat.
It was long, dude. It was long.
Trim some fat.
Yeah.
We do this same review.
How about 27
Everybody would have been a
minutes?
point higher.
3.5 maybe. I mean, originally I would have
Maybe a
gave
4, depending on which songs they cut.
I would have gave it a 2.5, honestly. But like the songs that were good, it moved me up to a fucking 3.
Listen, a 3 from Bobby and a metalcore album is a pretty high.
It's pretty good. I mean, it's good
I'll say
metalcore. If you're gonna listen to that shit,
Let us know what you think in the comments, guys.
I just fucking know you lazy bastards.